I'm back and better. I think I will need to shift my head of seat so that we can all enjoy the session together. Probably I will just allow guys to see my face for a bit, but I think my face is not necessary when it comes to training. I always say that. I think the most important thing is my voice. Of course, for you to be able to see my screen, that's more. I don't know if this one kind of be okay. I think that's my face now. A lot of people can see me, but I think I have to kind of bring down the blind so that people can see me better. How are you guys doing? How has coronavirus been? I think coronavirus has really dealt with a lot of people around the world. It's okay, but you know, it's one of those things. This too shall pass, right? It shall pass. That will not stop us or anyone from making money. That's the important thing. So what we're about to do today is going to be kind of nice. So I'm going to quickly share my screen with you now. That's this one. And basically, that's what we want to discuss today. 3 naked price action, formation strategy that you can use to unlock more earnings in the market. Now, what I'm trying to show you is that, or what I'm trying to teach is, anything I bring to you guys, I bring a new kind of like strategy to you. That means you have to forget all you know. Okay, forget everything you know. If whatever I've taught you before, which I believe they will be working, or if any of them is not working, then forget about it and let's move on to a new session. Okay, with this one now, with what I want to teach you today, I want to believe that if any of you, maybe you have been using the indicator before, you bought it from somewhere, and of course it's not working, and of course I want you to know that you should be able to at this level trade without indicators on your charts. That's what I try to do. I try to trade without indicators on my charts. I try to do every now and then. So if I can trade without indicator, you also can trade without indicator. Right, so in our small amount of time together, we'll be looking at candlestick formations and learn to trade without indicators. The aim is to help us build confidence, right? The aim is to help us build confidence and to be able to trade price action best way possible. So we're trying to see if we can identify high probability trade setups. Of course, also detect trend change or reversal points on charts for early entry signals. So, if you are trading with indicators, for example, fresh pips or some of these other indicators, what you do is you are looking for a narrow to give you a signal that price is going to go down or go up. Let me just quickly suspend my video so that we can really concentrate. You don't need my face, honestly. You need to concentrate on what we want to do. So, what I'm trying to tell you is that we want to see if we can really detect where price is going on time. Okay, but this time around, we want to be like trading like a pro. I want to see if you can trade like a professional that you are, because I need you to know that you can trade like a pro. Okay, you have to now build confidence in trading. That's the most important thing. Okay, you should be able to build confidence in anything you want to do when it comes to trading. And when you place your trade, don't try to dissociate yourself from the money involved. Because if you put the money as part of what you want to do, most often than not, you find out that you lose money. What I mean is this: maybe you place a sell trade, and of course, the price refuses to sell. Okay, so what do you think will happen to the price? Price will go maybe a little bit up, and of course, as far as your lot size is not big, you can stay with the trade as far as you have your stop loss at the appropriate place on the chart. Also, you can stay with the trade, and of course, the trade, as long as the trade lingers, okay, you can stick with it until the price will go your way. Many a times you find out that you close your trade, maybe a sell trade, and the price was going up, and of course you close the trade, before you know it, the price will begin to fall. What do you think will happen to your mind? You now begin to blame yourself. Why did I close this trade and all that? So I want to teach you how to now build that confidence in your strategy and stick with it. But most importantly, you have to stick to the rules. Okay, there are rules that guide the strategy I'm about to show you. I will be listing the rules to you for you one by one. Just stick with them, and of course, you'll be fine. That said, we're going to be looking at not pin back candlestick anyway. We're going to be looking at price action in details. Of course, this is a technical term describing candlestick formations. There are 3 different candlestick shapes and sizes I want to look at today. We're not treating pin bar. That's error. The topic there is just an error. What we want to look at is number 1. The first one that I want to look at is the outside bar formation strategy. Maybe we are going to change it to simple, which I think is better than exponential for this strategy. You know, I'm a fan of exponential moving average. But for the strategy you want to look at today, basically we'll be looking at 50 period moving average. Okay, that's simple moving average. Because number two strategy we'll be looking at is the inside bar bear reversal strategy. Okay, this one is kind of like hidden. It's like a hidden information on the chart that I want to reveal to you, so that if you see it, you know that that's the information that this candlestick is trying to pass across to you. Okay, and of course, number three is the impulse candlestick with harami. Okay, now this one is a continuation pattern. Now, anytime you see it on the chart, if you don't already have a trade in that direction, then you can place a trade in that direction. It means to give you money. Now, for the outside bar formation strategy, I wanted to kind of like, relax, okay, and try to kind of look at chart as something that it's not really a question of the bulls, the bears. Now, really, of a truth, the chart is all about bulls and bears. The chart is for bulls and bears. The chart is for buyers and sellers. But sometimes you don't really look at who is buying and who is selling. I want us to look at it this way. Why don't we kind of, remove our mind from see all these people that are buying and selling? Why don't we really look at the price itself? Okay, that's what I want to unlock to you today. Let's switch to the chart now and see what we can do. I'm going to quickly switch to this chart. I'll share my screen with you, and we'll start from the scratch. Okay, let's switch to this one and share. Okay, hope you can see the screen now. If you can see my MT4 terminal, please type yes. That's my MT4 terminal right there. If you can see it, type yes, and of course I'll continue. Okay, so now that we can see it, let's move on to this part where I can really show you how to do this. Now, I'm going to close all the pages, and of course, we're going to start afresh. Like I said, I'm going to close all these pages. This is a naked, like a clean chart. Okay, and I'm going to now come to this part and open a fresh chart, like a fresh start. So let's say I'm starting with, now, if you have any instrument you want me to look at, you can specify, I'll look at it. But we're going to start from the from Euro USD. That's the simplest one that I like to start with. Okay, and of course, this is Euro USD chart. Now, what I want us to look at is the first one, which is the 50 period simple moving average with price action. Okay, to do that, we are going to kind of quickly, let me see if there's a candlestick here that we can use. But since we don't have, look at what I want to do. See the way I want to configure my chart and work with it. So I'm going to come to properties and, switch the chart. That is like flip the background to something that we can work with, that I'm comfortable with. Just note what I'm doing. And of course, you can do your own later. Okay, or if you are with your chart now, maybe you are using phone or webinar, you can of course do what I'm doing now. I want to see, what I want to do is I want to blind my eyes or my ears, okay, from the noise in the market. I want to work with only the price. I don't want to see the bulls or the bears. I just want to see the price moving on the chart. And of course, let the price dictate what I want to do to me. Okay, so I'm going to change this one to black and do OK and kind of like G, where I can now zoom like so. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at this one. This is bar chart. And of course, I'm going to quickly close this part on the chart and close also this part on the chart. Okay, that's price. Basically, I don't know who is winning in this market. I don't care. This is the bar chart formation. This strategy I'm trying to reveal to you. It's a premium strategy, but I'm ready to give it out for free today. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just happy, right? Okay, so I don't know who is winning this market. I don't know whether market is bullish or bearish, or whether a candlestick is bullish or bearish, because I'm not using candles. Okay, so I'm going to now come around and click on the indicator list and pick trend, quickly switch to moving average, and I'm going to pick 50 as my period, 50 for a reason, and I'll change this one to simple, and I'll change this color to black. Of course, I'll change this color to change this line to the faintest of them all, and that's all. So this is what I need to make money in this market, right? I don't care what the market is doing, whether it's going up or going down. I just want to show you one secret hidden strategy in this market that works best for anybody. But this strategy that I want to show you now works best, though it works on 1 hour. This is 1 hour time frame, but I think the best time frame it works on is the daily chart. Now, if you now want to kind of combine it with some other, charts, maybe H4 or W1 is best. Okay, so H4, write it down. H4, D1, and W1. Those 3 time frames are best for the strategy I want to show you. Now, don't if you use it for 1 hour, it's not as if it will not work, but sometimes it will hit your stop loss, which is not what you want. Okay, I don't want anytime you place a trade, I don't want it to hit your stop loss. I want it to kind of like most often than not go into profit for you. What I mean is this: if you do like 50 trades in a row, I want to teach you or guide you to be able to at least win convincingly, maybe 45 and lose 5. Out of 50, you should be able to comfortably at this level of your trading career win 45. If you get to that level, you can make it. Okay, that means you are now a pro. Okay, but there's no strategy in this market that is 100% win. No, I don't have it, and I cannot promise you what I don't have. But this I have, and I'm promising you that it's going to give you a lot of money. That's this strategy number 1 of the 3 that I want to share with you. Now, I'm going to switch to H4, right? And of course, don't forget that you should, any template you have on your chart, you should save it. So I'm going to save this one as something. I'm going to click on save, and I'm going to say SMA 50, SMA _50. Okay, that's the strategy name, SMA 50. That's simple moving average 50. Okay, now what you do is this: you just come around to your chart, and of course, I'll be showing you what to do. Now, I'm going to build kind of like a block, right? I'm going to come around and click on shape, pick this one, and highlight this zone for you. This zone, okay? Just highlight this one. Now, I want you to look at this candle. Don't forget that what I'm teaching you is outside bar formation with simple moving average. That's the title of this, or that's the name of this strategy. Outside bar formation with simple moving average. Now, before I kind of like show you this highlight, why don't I delete this? Now, what is an outside bar? On a candlestick formation, an outside bar is where you have the range of a candle of a bar consuming a previous bar. For example, this bar, I don't know if you can see my mouse. If you can't see my mouse, why don't I use crosshair to show you the bar I'm looking at? This is the bar I'm looking at, this particular one. That's the one I'm looking at. That's the reference now. This bar, as it is, the range of this bar consumes this bar. Look at what I mean. This one, the range, that's both the high and the low of this bar, actually consumes the high and the low of this bar. So we call this one outside bar. Now, don't forget that there's an inside bar and there's an outside bar. An inside bar is when a kind of like a previous candle or a previous bar consumes a current bar on the chart. An example of that is, let me see if I can give you that. This one. This one is an inside bar formation. That's this combination now. It's an inside bar formation. What I mean is this bar actually have a range that is higher and lower than this particular bar. So we call that one inside bar. But we're not treating that one now. That one, I think an example of that one is going to be for the last strategy I'm going to be looking at. But for this one, for this particular strategy, it has to be outside bar, not the inside bar. When this one, and in this example, crosses the moving average. Now the one you're looking at is the outside bar. The outside bar formation, the one I'm touching now, should actually cross the moving average. Now, it won't matter if the previous one didn't cross the moving average. It won't matter. What I mean is this. Let me see if I can use a paint, kind of like a paint on this chart. That's on my screen now. See if I can share that one with you. Okay. Click and see if I can drag this one up a little bit. So I can look for paint. Okay. Pick this one, drop it there. Click on search. Okay. So I have a plain, kind of like a plain screen now where I can type something. I'm going to share that one with you very fast. Share and click on this share. Okay, so you can see a plain screen now. I want to draw something for you on this particular one. Okay, I'm going to click on pencil and draw, kind of like something like this. Say this is a bar, right? Of course, say this is another bar. Don't forget, if you want to name candlesticks on the chart, you name from the right to the left. So if candlestick 0, which is this one now, let me just write 0 on top of this if I can. If I can, this is the current bar on the chart. We call it 0 because this is the previously closed bar on the chart. This is candlestick 1. Now, if candlestick 0 or bar 0, okay, has a range, okay, this is the range of this bar, this one and this one. That's this one now. Let me just draw it first. This is the range. Okay, the range of this bar is actually higher and lower than the range of this bar. Okay, so because of that, you call candlestick 0 outside bar formation against candlestick 1 or bar 1. Now, don't forget that when you're looking at this strategy, you're not looking at the, if you look at the bulls and the bears, you get confused because those bulls and the bears candles will be giving you kind of like fake information. Because for example, now, if you're trading candlestick strategy, you'll be looking at something like bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing, and all that. Those are noise. Okay? For as far as this strategy is concerned, those are no, we regard it as noise. Okay, so but this time around, we don't care who is winning, whether the bulls is winning, the bulls are winning, whether the bears are winning. We don't care. We're looking at the price information. Okay, when we care more about price information for this strategy, right? So that's an outside bar. Now, an inside bar formation is this one where you have this bar bigger than the one that is currently forming now. That's an inside bar. Okay, we are not treating this one for now. We are treating the first one, that is the outside bar. So let me just quickly go back to, okay, now for you to now place a buy or sell, what you can do is this. Once you see this formation on the chart, on the H4, on the D1 or the W1, what you can do is to quickly place a sell stop below this low, buy stop above this high. Okay, so that's buy stop, B, buy stop. Let me see if I can use my hand to buy stop. Okay, on top, and of course, sell stop below. Okay, that's what you do. Now, of the truth, one of these trade will be triggered eventually because price will eventually flow either across or below the inside bar. Now, of course, don't forget that you also trade this when the candle has closed. So you wait, for example, it is based on H4, like I said, or D1 or W1. If it is H4, you really, once the candle stick close, once the outside bar candle or bar close, what you do is you place a sell stop and the buy stop above the high and below the low. You can use 2 pips above, 2 pips below for H4, or maybe 2-3 pips above or 2-3 pips below for D1. Of course, for W1, you can use like maybe 5 pips above, 5 pips below. Okay, that said, what you can now do is to now wait. Let the candlestick, let the price now trigger your trade, buy or sell. And once your trade is triggered, because the price will trigger either of the two. Once, let's say it is the buy that triggered, then it will mean that the price will go on and it's gonna go bullish for you. Of course, you can make a lot of money on that. Of course, if it is the sell that triggered, you can also make money on the sell. Now, either of them, whichever is triggered, please delete the one that is not stated on the chart. What I mean is this: if you place a buy stop or a sell stop, if the buy stop is triggered, it becomes a buy trade. Then you manually delete the sell stop immediately. Of course, if it is the sell stop that gets triggered before the buy stop, then you have to manually delete the buy stop. Of course, you can now put your stop loss above the entry. That's if it's a sell trade, you can put your stop loss above the high or recent high on the chart. And your stop loss for a buy will be below the recent low on the chart. I'm going to give you those ones in practice. As I switch back to my chart now, I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to do new share because I'm going to share this screen with you. Okay, going back to what we have right here. So let's say on this particular day now, I think 9th of July, and of course we're on H4 Euro USD. On the 9th of July, this particular candlestick, let me see if I can use arrow to point to that for you right here. Good. That particular candlestick was the outside bar for this particular one. And of course, don't forget that it actually consumed the previous candle, like we drew on that paint. I'm going to label this as inside bar, or and I don't know, how do I call it now, or smaller one now, okay, or one. Let me just say bar one, that's a bar one, and type something like that, bar one, drag it like so. That's bar one there. Oh, maybe I should just type B1 so that we can see it clearly. Let me change this one to B1. Okay, bar one. That's bar one. Of course, don't forget that this is bar two. Okay, so I can copy this, right? I can do that and edit as bar 2, B2, bar 2. Oh, sorry, bar 0, B0. This 0, B0. Okay, so B0 actually engulfs B1, right? Which is fine. That's what we need. So for us to now place that buy or sell, what you now do is you place a buy stop above this level. Let me paint that part for you. So you can see where you can place your buy stop. Don't forget that immediately this bar closed, you don't know whether it's, because you are trading bar, you don't even know whether it's a bullish candle or a bullish bar or a bearish bar. You are not interested in the color because of the noise. You don't want to know whether it's a bullish or bearish. No, don't worry about that. So you are only interested in where the price wants to go. Okay, so for this example, let's say that this part was where you put your buy stop. Of course, this part was where you put your, let me just double click and copy this, right? I think I can do that. Copy and drag below. That's where you put your sell stop. Okay, so that's your buy stop on top, sell stop below. So you can see that the bar that will form after that one would have, that's this bar, this particular bar now would have triggered a buy. So your stop loss will be somewhere, your stop loss is going to be dictated by the chart. Maybe I've not told you guys that. Recently, I found out that a lot of trades that I do, and based on further studies, I found out that the best stop loss you can use on the chart should be dictated by the chart, not you. Okay, so for my stop loss, I think I'm going to have to use something like this. Let me just drag this one. Let me delete this and see. I can just drag this one. Okay, so that's where my stop loss will be. Can I zoom out a little bit, right? I think I can do that. Adjust my chart, drag a little bit back. Okay, so my stop loss will be somewhere. I'll show you. I can drag this to the back a little bit. Adjust. Okay, so my stop loss will be somewhere in this region. That's where my stop loss will be. So we're either in this region or this region. This is the first stop loss that you can use, depending on you, because this will be the second stop loss you can use. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit again so you can see better. Right, so those are possible stop loss you can use. So SL1 and SL2. Let me label it SL1 and SL2. Why don't I do this for copy and edit? I'm showing you all these things because I wanted to make it. I want to begin to see trade different lights. Okay, so I'm going to label this SL1, 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 and also copy this as SL2. And I will explain the difference between the two to you guys. Okay. Those are possible places where your stop loss could be. Don't forget that that's for the buy. Then for the sell, that's if it's going to be sell stop now that is triggered. That this stop loss 1 and stop loss 2 are for the buys. That's if it is buy stop, that got triggered in that case. Of course, if it is the sell stop that gets triggered, then your stop loss can only be around this level. Okay, so I'm going to quickly drag this and put it up. So for your stop loss, let me edit this. I want people to really grab this very fast. Let's say I say stop loss 1 for buy, for A, for buy trade. And of course, this one can come around like this. Of course, this one also can also be a stop loss, only one for a sell trade, right? Let me edit, change this one to this, and change this one for sell, right? Sell. What I mean is this. Let me just quickly explain. Let's say that, in this particular case now, it would have been a buy trade that would have been triggered. True. Okay, so if it's a buy trade that gets triggered, one, you have opportunity to use this kind of price around this level for your stop loss. In that case, it would have been something around this price. That's 1.12143, your stop loss. Or another appropriate one, this one, 1.11795. Now, what's the difference between these two guys? The difference is that the first one is a lower risk for you. Second one is a higher risk, but it's actually better than the first one. What do I mean by that? What I mean is this: if the trade get triggered and the price traces a bit, that's the first level of call, a recent rejection point. Don't forget that price, when it was going up around here, price actually came down a little bit to this level. Let me just use line chart to indicate that to you. Price came down to this level, then lifted up again to this high. Okay, that's this one right here. Price lifted up to like that. I'll actually draw something for you. Price lifted up to this level. And of course, price actually also lifted up to this level again. Dropped to this level before it lifted up to this one, this high. Okay, so because of this high now, if it's a sell, you have to go and acknowledge this level as your stop loss. So if it was a sell trade that got triggered, because we wouldn't know where the price will go, that's the truth. But whichever way the price goes is where you're interested in. So this particular one would have triggered a buy, and of course that's where your stop loss would be. And you choose the stop loss. You choose your stop loss in this case. Okay, but the stop loss has to be in accordance with the dictate of the chart, not you. You're not going to be using all these 10 pip stop loss, 20 pip stop loss. No, you are no longer a baby that will be choosing 10 pip stop loss. No. Trade should actually be able to give you something better. Okay? Your strategy should be able to dictate where your stop loss will be. That's your chart. Okay, that said, you can see that in this particular instance, the price actually went this much. We have seen price actually went this much. Now, if you ask me, what can your take profit be? In this case, you can choose, if you're using H4, you can choose maybe 50 pips, between 50 and 100 pips. This particular one went more than 300 pips in that case. Now, guess what? Let's wipe this one off and choose something different. Okay, SMA 50. All right, so I'm going to switch to D1 so that you can see it better. Don't forget that I mentioned also that this strategy works best on daily charts, okay, or weekly charts. Of course, the least strategy, the least template you can use, the least time frame you can use for this strategy, guys, is H4. That's the least minimum you can use. Don't use H1. It's not as if it doesn't work on 1 hour, but you cannot really depend on 1 hour much for this particular one. Now, in this case, you can begin to see example of this strategy. For this one, let me see if I can click on insert and point to you, or just click on arrow and point to you where this particular strategy give you a signal. For example, we can see this one. That's one example. But of course, we can also see this one in recent time. Let me see if I can copy this, right? So you to copy this. Those are two signals, valid signals that actually give you where the price was going. Based on what we have learned, we have seen that when you have a bar like that, maybe I can just use a circle to circle this, right? I think I should be able to do circle this. Okay, I'll just kind of do something like this and kind of like send this, okay, to show you exactly what I was looking at, right? I think I can do that. If I now drag the circle a little bit down, you can begin to see what I saw, right? And of course, don't forget that this one also happened right here. Don't forget that. Also happened right there. Maybe I can just reduce this one. That's this circle for a bit, right? So you do that. All right, so I can reduce the circle size, something like that. Okay, something like that. Right? We're actually trying to treat price information in the chart. Okay, so you can see that those ones are valid signals. Now, of course, you could have entered your buy trade somewhere around here for the first one. That's your entry signal there. You enter on that particular one. Of course, your entry for the second that I highlighted would have been like this a little bit smaller and a bit smaller. And of course, I can copy this and also show you exactly how it also happened here. That's where you would have entered a buy. Now, in this case now, you can see that you're just trading naked candles. You're not trading arrows. No, you're not trading arrows. You're not trading alerts. You're not trading fresh pips. No, you're trading price information. You don't care what the bulls and the bears are doing. No. And of course, you can see that since the 21st of May, this particular one on euro dollar has actually delivered how many? How much? Let's find out. These two entry signals on the chart has delivered minimum of about 600, 700. There's about 700 pips. Now, guys, do you really need to target 700 pips before you make money? No. One standard lot on 700 pips is $7,000. True. Okay, so it means that if you have entered a buy since the 1st of May, you could have delivered about $7,000 on your account. And one standard lot, let's see the minimum, okay? Because this signal, these two buy signals came around May, right? Around May. Okay, so let's say that you also, this is the minimum. Let's find out how much this one actually gives. That's about 600 pips. Now, don't forget that you should use stop loss in this case. Let's find out where your stop loss will be. Okay, in the first instance, in the first case, that's this one, the first one. If you had entered a buy, this is where your stop loss would have been. Let me click on my crosshair and show you. This is an area of interest, okay, because this is a low zone. So you could have used this level. But why will you use this level? Let me just click and drag this one down a little bit. Show you why you cannot use that level. Why you can't use this level. This is a low level. Okay. Let me not stop there. Drag it a little bit down. Extend this one as my stop loss. Okay. I want to show you the reason why you cannot use this one. Of course, I can also copy it. And that's stop loss there. Possible stop loss. And of course, I can also copy this one also. Put it down here. It's another possible stop loss. So we have two possible stop loss for this trade. Now, the reason why you cannot use the first one, that's the one on top. Let me label it 1, or just drag the arrow, this arrow. I can just drag this arrow and point to what I'm showing. The reason why you cannot use the first one that I'm highlighting with this arrow is because there was a previous candlestick, this one right here. Can I use arrow also? I think I can use arrow to also highlight maybe a stop sign. There is a candlestick that filtered through that stop loss, this particular one. This particular candle that I mark X on this screen actually filter across that line, that price. So that candlestick can be a determinant, okay, of the reason. In fact, matter of fact, it's not as if it can be. It's the reason why you cannot use that stop loss, because though it's a low level, a rejection point, but because the candlestick actually perforated that level, you cannot use it because price can come back and touch that level for a confirmation. Don't forget that on your chart, there's what we call verified support, verified resistance, tone code support, tone code resistance, all these proven support, proven resistance. Price might come back and touch the support, because for the price to turn back around this level, mean that that's where this X is now, means that price can actually come back and test that level again. So you cannot use that level as a stop loss. You have to go ahead and use the previous one. Okay, so that said, means that where I'm taking this arrow to, it's your best level for stop loss in this particular case. But don't forget that if you are trading this buy, then your stop loss will be what? Now let's see what your stop. Let's say you took the first trade, then your stop loss will be how many pips? That's about 300 pips, 310 pips. Okay, now with 310 pips stop loss, can you really afford it? You now begin to ask yourself, because 310 pips is about $3,000 on one standard lot. Okay, so if you don't have up to like maybe $5,000-$10,000 in your account, you cannot take that trade on one standard lot. It means that you can take it on what? On a mini lot, say 0.1 lot. Okay, on 0.1 lot, that's about $300, which is about 100,000 naira. So that would have been your stop loss. And of course, with that, you could have made, let's find out, let's say you do 0.1 lot and you target, say, 600 pips, for example, because this is daily chart, you can target up to 300, 400 pips, 500 pips. So let's say, for example, you even target 500 pips. And of course, the price actually delivered about 400 pips around here, came back and rested a little, and eventually delivered about 500 pips around here. So 500 pips, that's about $500 profit. Though it lingers because you're trading D1, okay? So your trade is not going to close in a hurry. Don't forget, it actually took more than a month plus to give you that result. But the important thing is to give you results. Now, if you begin to check, okay, because like I said before, it's not as if this strategy is cast in stone that, oh, you cannot lose. You can lose, all right? And of course, that's the reason why you need to really be careful. And of course, don't forget that once the trade goes into profit, you can always break even. You can move your stop loss to break even and begin to ride risk-free. You don't need to do trailing stop for this one. There's no need, because if it's going to give you money, it's going to give you money. If it's not going to give you money, then there's no need. Now, what you can do is, once the trade moves 100 pips in profit, or say 50 pips in profit, you can break even. For example, if I take the first one and I check, say, 50 pips, or even 100, this is 100 pips, around here, 100 pips around here, 100 pips. So my trade would have been a profit here. Then I can bring my stop loss from around this level. I'll just drag it up to this level. I'll just drag it to break even and leave my stop loss around there. Okay. Now I can ride risk free. I can leave it for months until it gets to my TP. Okay. So you can, on D1, you can target 500 pips, 400 pips, 300 pips, 200 pips on this particular strategy. It gives you that value because this time around you are trading D1. But if you're trading H4, you can now target, say, 100 pips, right? Trading H4. You can see this example on H4. Let me just click on this arrow and show you exactly what I mean. This one happened around February this year. I'll just type this arrow. Since you already know the strategy, this arrow would have pointed to what I'm showing. Okay, you can see that example, clear example of what price wants to do. Okay, and of course, you have that bearish move on that chart. Now, if you think that, oh, I'm only showing you Euro USD, does it work in GBP USD? Does it work in USD CAD? Does it work in any of the instruments you choose? Of course, why not? Let's check USD CAD, right? For the purpose of this training, or for the first one, we are still trading one. I'm still showing you one of the three things I want to show you today. So let me just quickly move on to USD CAD. USD CAD, right there, USD CAD, and see if it actually works on USD CAD also. I'm going to switch to the strategy, and I'm going to quickly switch to H4 or D1, whichever you choose, right? Okay, so I'm going to quickly adjust now and check what this one is giving you. Now, in recent time, which is today, no, not today, this week now, this week, we have seen a perfect example that I've delivered how many pips. You can check. I think you should have delivered up to maybe 100 pips. I'm not sure, or maybe 50 pips. But I can still click on this arrow and show you what I mean. That's an example right there, this week. I'm not talking about last month, I'm talking of this week. Of course, if you had entered a buy on this trade since here, you would have made, let's check, okay, about 150 pips. You can see that you would have broken even. And of course, if you are targeting maybe this $100 would have made since that particular one would have delivered more than 1,500 pips. That's $1,500 on one standard lot. Or if you are trading all these 0.1 lots, you would have delivered about $150. If you are trading 0.01 lot, you would have delivered $15 for you, which is something. Now, if you think because you are trading 0.01 lot that the money is small, $15 is small. $15 is small, yes, but it's something, because the reason why the money is small is because you are trading small money. Maybe you have 100,000. You don't expect to trade one standard lot on 100,000 account. No, I don't expect that. But if you have all these 1 million, 2 million, 3 million in your accounts, you can trade one standard lot with this strategy, but use stop loss. Don't forget the stop loss. Now, if you are trading this particular one on USD CAD, that's this week, I think Monday or so, you would have used this particular one as your stop loss. Let me see if I can just click on this and give you something like this. Sorry, that chart was just running. I think I can click here and draw something like this. Just draw something like this. That zone would have been your stop loss, right? That zone could have been your stop loss. That's a better one. Don't forget that your stop loss is now above, and of course, don't also forget that your stop loss should be above your moving average. If you are trading a sell, and your stop loss should be below your moving average if you are trading a buy. The only thing is you now look at structure of the chart. Now, why is this structure? Is because this price actually rose at this level, rose like so to this level before it actually dropped, right? So because of that, you cannot use a stop loss that is lesser than that. You can't. Okay, before it dropped to this level, and of course also now rose to this level. Let me just copy that and move, so you can see the way price move on the chart. Okay, before it created that signal. Now you have to go above that signal, and of course the next level of your stop loss will now be this level. Okay, but because this level is actually below the moving average, then you have to go up. You have to use the stop loss. That's your stop loss there. Okay, so you have two possible stop loss, but of course the second one is larger, and don't forget you have to do D1. So with this one now, I think the appropriate stop loss would be level 1. Okay, that's the first level. And of course, it would have been around good one, 50, 60 pips. That's a very low risk instrument. Okay, it's now 50 pips, 50, 60 pips delivered about, this thing has even gone up to 200 pips. That's serious, Oh, sorry, that's not the entry. The entry would have been around here, okay? Right around here. 50, 60 pips stop loss delivered about 160 pips take profit, which is nice. Now, if you think that, it's because we are seeing this one, let's backtest the strategy a little bit and check. Now, you can see that I have another one around the corner, okay? That's actually proving to us that this strategy is like one of the top notch. Like I said before, this is a premium strategy I hardly show people. or I'm showing it because of some, you won't understand. There are some people that are joining us now that are very, very dear to me among the clients. They want to make everybody happy. Okay, so I'm doing this because of them, and they know themselves. Okay, so I'm going to also show you this one very fast as another one. You can see this one. Where is it now? Where is it now? Okay, right here. Okay, that's another one, another signal there that the price was going to do a sell. And of course, not too far away from that is this one. Okay, that's another one there. Don't forget that this one must cross the moving average. That's the one you're looking at where the arrow is now. The candle, the bar rather, where the arrow is pointed must cross the moving average. Okay? That's a compulsory cost that cannot carry over. Okay? For example, why I say that is because if you also look at what I have, maybe I can look around and look around. Do something like this. Let me click a stop sign as to what you cannot do. So, for example, if you look at this one now, this one that I put the check sign on, okay, it's also like an engulfing candle or engulfing bar, right? An inside bar, rather outside bar strategy. But because the bar itself is not crossing the moving average, which is very far away, you cannot use it. So the bar you're looking for is the one that actually crossed the moving average. Of course, the bar you're also looking for is the one that actually consumed the previous bar. Okay, so that said, you can see that possible entry for the first one is around here. That's right there. If I can use maybe the check sign, something like this would have been a good one for you to place a buy, or sorry, a sell around there. And of course, the second one would have been this one. That's another level where you could have placed your sell right there. Okay, that's where all those marks are. Those are clear sell signals. Now, if you now ask where will your stop loss be in this particular case, well, it all depends. I think the first one, this first stop loss will be around here. So you could use this level as a stop loss. Let me click on shape and rectangle and draw for you, right? You can use this level as a stop loss. This level, this price as a stop loss. Let me see if you can double click that. Maybe I can even delete this, right? I think I should be able to do that. Okay. Let me see if I can double click and delete this one. Okay, let me delete this one and use instead I can use price label, right? I think I should be able to use price label to show you where the stop loss is. Price label, something like this. Okay, so this could have been your stop loss. That price could have been your stop loss, right? And of course, the next stop loss will be somewhere around this one, somewhere around here. Your stop loss. Or you cannot use the second stop loss. You cannot use 1.43651 because it's already large, okay, larger than what you want to use. Okay, but because the entry signal would have been around this one. Let me use this as an entry. For the first one, this would have been your entry signal. That's 1.40279 thereabouts. Now, between 1.740279 and 1.42909. That's a very big stop loss. Okay, that's about let's check up to 100 pips or more. Okay, because we're trading D1 now. That's up to about 200, almost 300 pips. Now, you don't need to worry about all these big pips. Okay? It's a question of where the strategy will go for you, and of course, and all that. So you can use all these stop loss for your own benefit. But of course, don't forget that you cannot win or sometimes you will lose. But I can assure you, if you use this strategy, you're going to be winning, say, out of 100 trades, you should be able to win convincingly 90, 92, 90, 91, 92. Maybe you lose 8, which is fine. Because eventually your account is going to be like a profitable account. Now, this particular strategy, because you are using it on higher time frame, requires you to use a large stop loss, large stops. Okay, so if you know your account cannot carry it, you can use smaller lots like say 0.01, 0.02, and be doing well. Okay, and of course, if you don't want to use this strategy, then I have the second one for you. I think I've explained this. If you have any question, please drop it. Let me just quickly attempt to questions very fast on this particular strategy. Questions. Chukuma Jonathan, say you are too much, boss. Never heard of this before. You cannot hear him. You cannot hear about everything here. You know, this market is kind of huge. Even me, I'm still learning, right? I'm not saying that I'm everything. No. Okay, please, what is the moving average 50? Can somebody answer that? Does this strategy work on indices? Of course. If you are not sure, why don't we try this on D30 or even US30? Let's try it on US30. I like US30 a lot. I don't want you guys to trade D30 because of its volatility. So I think the better one for me is always the US30. So let's see US30 and see if it works on US30. How good is this strategy on gold? Why? It's good on gold. You can check gold H4. Okay, you can use it on H4 on gold, right? So let me just quickly take it to 50. How do you activate buy stop and sell stop? Oh, is it Biafra or Brafa? Brafa. How do you activate buy stop and sell stop? I think we have done this and done this and done this. I don't expect people in this webinar to be asking me how to do buy stop and sell stop. I mean, it's for buy stop and sell stop is for babies. It's for people that are just learning how to trade. But I think because of you, we're going to quickly look at how to do buy stop and sell stop. Now, somebody is asking, can you use this when news is approaching? The answer is I cannot tell you yes or no. The only thing is this strategy is silent when it comes to noise in the market. I mentioned that the strategy does not care about news. Okay, the strategy care about where price is most likely going to go. What is the characteristics of the bar to consider? What do you mean by that? There's no characteristics of that or passively. There's no. You don't look at, like I said before, you are not looking at the bullish or bearish bar. We don't care about the bullish or bearish bar. We care about D30 is gulping your 2.7 million. It's because you use big lots. You could have used small lots on D30. Okay, if you want to make money on D30, you use small lots. Okay, it's because somebody is asking him out. It's because he used big lots. If you use small lots, you won't have to worry about 2.7 million. Okay, that 2.7 million would have been maybe 27,000 now, which is okay. 27,000 naira compared to 2.7 million is something different. Now let's quickly move on to see this strategy on US30. I'm going to quickly kind of minimize this and come around and show you something that I want to show you here. Why don't I drag this one to the back and see if it works? Somebody was asking if it works on US30. I've not seen it on US30 D1, but I think we can find out if it works or not. Okay, so we can see it clearly here on US30. Let's check. We have it here right here. Let's quickly click on arrow, right? I think arrow will do it for us. Time. Arrow down will show us that this one is a sign that the price was going to drop, right? That's an inside bar there, right? The outside bar. And of course, unfortunately, this one was not triggered on time because this one did not really trigger that trade. So I think it didn't work on D1 for the period we've been scanning. But if we check very well, I think it worked right here. Right here, it works. If it doesn't work, please don't force it. If it's not triggered on the next bar or the next two bars, don't bother yourself. Okay, you can just as well forget about that strategy. If you look at it right here, if you look at it exactly at this point, you find that it actually works, right? It works. Okay, so that's an outside bar there, consuming a previous bar, and of course your entry would have been around this price. Let's quickly put a price to that. Your entry would have been around here, there. Okay, on this particular one. Maybe I can just double click and drag this price, right? Should be able to do that. I really can't drag that price. I don't know why. Okay, I should be able to drag it now. Okay. All right, so your entry could have been around that level. That could have been 26629 as your entry for a buy. And don't forget your stop loss will be just right below there. I can just click on price now and show you where your stop loss will be. I'm going to attend to your questions. I'm coming. Just give me a moment. Let me just click on the left, not the price check. Then use the left price label to show you where your stop loss will be. So your stop loss should be around here. That's where your stop loss should be. Let me see. Some people are kind of like asking me a question. Let me see if you can attend to those questions very fast. Attend to questions very fast. Okay. Can you use this strategy on $100 account? No, it's not recommended except you'll be using 0.01. Please, how do I get the recording of this meeting? I think the recording is going to be on rally.academy. Rally.academy, that's rally.academy. Okay, check rally.academy. The recording will be there later today, once the marketing department is done with the recording, please, what's a good exit point in terms of numbers of pips on each form? I recommend at least 100 pips exit. And of course, don't forget that you can do exit 1, exit 2, exit 3. You know how to do that. If you want to do that, you have to go on a higher lot. On a higher lot, maybe 0.1 lot. If you do 0.1 lot and you want to exit twice, you can do that. And say, okay, when you get to 50 pips, I will take the first profit. That's partial closure. And when you get to 100 pips, I'll take the full profit. You can do that. I'm a beginner. This how do I use buy limit and sell limit? Wow. I don't want to talk about it, but because you ask, I'm going to see if you can practice it on this particular strategy. It's like X station is hard enough. It's hard on equity than MT4. X station is not hard at all. Not hard at all. It's just a question of the what they call it now, the leverage that is making that happen. Okay, the leverage, I think X station is using up to 1,000 leverage, and MT4 is using about 500. Okay, so maybe that's what you're looking at. But if you're not comfortable with X station, why don't you move to MT4? Is it SMA or EMA? I think we're using SMA. We have to be physically on SMA here. 50 SMA, 50 SMA. I can just, for your sake, I can just right click on the screen and show you the properties. I hope you can see it. The simple is we are using the method simple, and of course we are using period 50. Our shift is 0. We are not shifting because the color is black. Okay, and our chart is clean. All right. So don't forget that, like I said, in this strategy, the strategy I'm showing you today, we're not interested in any indicator. We don't want to paint our chart. We just want to see. Okay, it's for you to be able to see. All right. So if you now ask me again, any other question on this one, as I quickly move on to maybe I can do buy stop or sell stop for this man that is asking me, right? I should be able to do that. Let me put it on H1 and see if anything is showing. Okay, nothing is showing yet. H1, but I don't know which instrument can I really test this thing on for this man that is asking me buy stop and sell stop, sell limit, buy limit. Okay, I don't know. I don't have it. Okay, I don't have anything here that I can use to show you buy stop and sell stop. But for your sake, I can just do new order. Okay, arbitrarily, and come to, instead of instant execution, choose pending order, and of course buy limit is choosing. For buy limit, don't forget that you have to trade below the current price. This is the current market price right there. Of course, that means you have to choose a lower price than the current market price, say 1.34170, 1.34170. Of course, you can do place. That will do a buy limit for you. Now it's going to be running. It's not going to run until, don't forget that it's going to be hanging at the buy limit section of your chart. That's the pending order section of your chart. It's not running until price gets to it. Okay, so if you want to put stop loss and take profit, you can do that. You can choose, for example, you can say, okay, I want to use 1.33595 as my stop loss and 1.34735 as my take profit. Let's do the stop loss first so that I can see. The stop loss is going to be maybe 1.33535. Of course, you do modify. Okay, that's your stop loss there. And of course, you don't have a take profit yet. But if you want to do it, you can also do double click on that trade and click on modify. And of course, you can do take profit at maybe 1.34735, 1.34735, right? And of course, you can click modify. That's how you put your take profit and stop loss. And of course, that's where you basically do your buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop. So in this class, like I said before, in this class, we are expect all of us to be able to do all the simple things on the charts. Okay. That said, we have concluded the first strategy that I want to discuss with out of the three. Let's move on to the second one. Let me see if I can remember the second one. The second one is going to be inside bar bull bear reversal strategy. Now, this one is also trickish, okay, but you need to also be patient with me. Now, for this strategy, we're going to switch our chart to something like this, clean chart like so. Right? Let me delete this pending order so that we don't have anything on screen. Of course, don't forget also that this strategy works. The one I want to also show you works based on D1, okay? But you can also use it on H4. Now, this one is trickish, like I said, and it's hidden, okay? And you're going to be looking at a trend. You must have seen a trend before you use it, okay? What do I mean by a trend? A trend is a particular direction that the price is following at the moment. On D1, what is the current trend on this USD card? Bearish, right? Bearish. Okay, so you are going to be looking at that. You can also use it on H1, H4. Let's look at H4, for example. Okay, so that's H4. Now, this is a trend, something like this, a trend. let me see. This is a trend, right? It's a trend right there. Trend. That's a trend. Downtrend, obviously. Downtrend, obviously. Okay. So you are looking at a trend at the moment. Now, when you're looking at that trend, it means you are looking at the color of candle, the predominant color, which is red. Now, since the predominant color is red, what you can now do is to kind of like now you look at an inside bar. Don't forget that the strategy we treated now is outside bar. I already explained that to you, how you can distinguish between outside bar and inside bar. Now, this time around, you're looking for inside candle that will give you the money you need. Okay, so if you look at this example now, let me just see if I can also draw something like this. It's also a trend, downtrend, right? Downtrend, prevailing color red. So what you are going to be looking at is a candle that is inside a bigger candle or inside the prevailing candle. Now, and of course, all of them should be the same color. And of course, there must be at least 3 candles following each other. What I mean is this. Let me delete these lines so that I'll show you what I mean and also zoom in so that I can see what I mean. Okay, so now we have a prevailing trend, red. Can you see them? Or something like this. Let me see. I don't know. You can also really see my mouse. How do I do it so that you can see my mouse, guys? I want you guys to be able to see my mouse. So that when I point to something, you'll be able to see what I'm pointing to. Okay, guys, I want to see if I can, use some kind of trick to be able to show you some things on the screen. Let's say that I'm looking for a prevailing trend, right? I've been able to see if I can, kind of like mouse. Okay. So can you see my mouse now? Type yes if you can see my mouse. Type yes if you can see my mouse moving. You can see my mouse. Good. Right. So let me see if I can quickly address the question that somebody raised. Somebody raised a question. I want to attend to as many questions as I can. Okay, if buy limit is set below current price, how do we use it to set trade over the candle in the last strategy? We're not using buy limits on this one, sir. Omololu. We're using buy stop and sell stop. You get it? We're not using buy limit for the previous strategy. We're using buy stop and sell. In fact, most of the strategies I'm showing you, we're not doing buy limit or sell limit. No, we're doing buy stop or sell. Even on the current one that I'm about to show you now, we're also going to be doing buy stop and sell stop. Okay, we're not doing the limit. We're doing the stops. Okay, I need a special coaching. That's Abdul Saleh, right? Abdul Saleh. I need a special coaching, sir. Hey, or maybe training is not meant for my time. I tell you what. Okay, Vincent, that's Joshua. Let me tell you. Can you come and see me if you're in Lagos? Come and see me if you're in Lagos. Except if you're in Port Harcourt, you don't want to come and see me. I'm not coming to Port Harcourt to see you. Okay, but if you're in Lagos, you can come and see me for one-on-one, right? Okay, I got that. Trading is for you as far as you know how to be buy and sell. The only thing you need to do is to unlock the market. You need to be able to unlock the market to your benefits. All right, so okay, so you are in Dublin. Wow, Dublin, Abu Salih. Is that Abu Salih? Hold on. Are you the one that asked that same question? Abu Salih, you are in Dublin. Okay. Get my yeah, you need me to come to PH. I'm not coming to PH in a hurry. You know, the coronavirus is still ravaging the world, and I'm not about to enter an aeroplane right now. I'm not prepared for that. Maybe I'm afraid, you can say, because I understand that if anybody cough inside the aeroplane now, they will say the person is having COVID. And you know the way Nigeria is now. If you are sick a little, it's COVID. If you are sick a little bit, it's COVID. Even if you're having ordinary fever, it's COVID. I don't want them to use me to count number, so I'm not coming to PH. But if you can manage yourself to come to Lagos, you're welcome. You see me. Let me see if I can ask the person in Dublin. Can you just get my number from your manager and get in touch with me? Because I can see if I can just do kind of like a brief one-on-one with you. Right? That's it. So let's continue our training. Okay. All these PH guys, just leave me alone. All right, so let's do a little bit of the training opportunity. So since you are seeing my mouse, can you see this candle I'm pointing to? If the answer is yes, type yes. If the answer is yes, type yes. The particular point, okay, good. That's now there's a prevailing color below it, before it. Before you can choose the candle I want to show you, you should see at least 3 candles before it. At least 3 candles before it. So already we have one. That's if I click on text, say text, okay, text. So if I type 1, right, 1, and say drag this one, so this is small, and also I don't know if I'm not really used to this text. Okay, so I can see 1. That's the impulse 1 there. Of course, I can also see 2. Maybe I can also copy this one. Right? Okay. If I can also drag it, I'll be happy. 2. Okay, that's number 2 there. Of course, I can also see 3. 3 candles before it. Okay, and of course, the 3 of them should be the same color. Okay. Don't forget that's not the way to label candle. Actually, I think that's the way to label candle. You label from the left to the right. Now, before the 3 candles that I listed for you, or rather, after the 3 candles that I listed for you, after that's a bearish move, like a bearish trend. Okay, there has been a prevailing trend. Note this, write it down. There must have been a prevailing trend. True. Of course, after that prevailing trend, you now see 3 successive same color candlestick. This time around, this time around we are particular about bulls and bears. In the first strategy that I showed you, we're not particular about bulls and bears. We don't care about bulls and bears. We care about price. But this one, we are interested in the bulls and the bears. Right? We're interested in that information. Okay, in this particular one now, we have a bearish move. Now, after those 3 moves in that same prevailing trend, there is a candlestick. If I can label, or if I can just point to it, hold on. I just delete this one. I think so. Good. Let me hide it somewhere here. And see if I can use this. Okay. I'm not able to do that because I'm not used to this one. So I'm going to click on mouse. Okay. So now if I come to the chart and I click on this one, I click on arrow, right? Let me click on arrow and point to this guy, right? This guy is one I asked you to be interested in now. This particular one. Now, this particular candle was inside of number 1 of candle 1. True. Because the low of that candle is inside candle 1, the high of that candle is inside candle 1, while that particular candle is small. Okay, the body of that candle is very small. Now, what we are interested in is we want to know if there will be a reversal at this level. We want to know if there will be a reversal at this level. This is a bearish candle. We want to know if price will go up. Because if price is going to go up, it will give us a signal on the next candle, which is the one I want to show you now. The next candle is going to be this one. Also pick this one arrow up, this particular one. That's the next candle. Okay, let me do it this way. That's the next candle. So you can see the 2 candles following each other. It doesn't matter the color of this next candle that I'm pointing to. The only thing is we're interested in the high of this candle. So you take note of this high. Once you have seen this kind of candle that is inside a prevailing trend, 4 of them the same color, but the last candle there is small and it's inside of candle 1. Don't forget that the last candle there is small and it's inside of candle 1. So you want to know if there will be a reversal. That means if the price will go up. Because if the price will go up, it will signal. Next candle, which is this one, this particular one, will signal to us if the price will go up. If the price will not go up, you will know. That's the truth. So you can now be patient and okay, forget about it and all that. So what you do is this: you now do a buy stop above this high. That's what you do. Sheon, why are you raising your hand? I don't know why you're raising your hand. Type it, I'll see it. Or you do a buy stop. So you can use this high. Let's see the high of this candle. That's 1.35194. Of course, you can also, if you don't know how to read price, you can also click and put like a left price label there and say, okay, that's the price you can buy. I don't know if I can just highlight and drag this one down a little bit, right? So you can buy around that price. Say you can buy around here. Okay. Let me see if you can show you that price. Really, I think I can drag it around here. Okay, let me just do it around here. So guys, you can buy around that price. 1.35259. That's the price you can place a buy. So you can put a buy stop there. And of course, don't forget that your buy stop should have an expiry. Don't forget you are trading H4 or D1 or W1, as the case may be. So your buy stop will have an expiry, and it will be the expiration of this candle 0. Okay. So once I've done that, and of course you can now enter a trade if it's going to be signaled, and if it's going to be a valid trade, you will know. I'm going to show you a particular example that works with this. I'm just showing you how it works. Okay, so I'm going to go to maybe let me check the D1 of this one, because we're not using any indicator now. Like I promised you, we're not using the indicator for this particular strategy. Let me see. Is any I'm not seeing, but I'm going to show you gold. Okay, I'm going to quickly show you. I don't know if I can just delete this one. Clear, right? Clear all drawings. Good. So I'm going to close this one and go on gold. Somebody has been asking me gold, so I'm interested in this one. I'm interested in gold as well. So don't forget that at this level of price of gold, we're no longer looking to buy, because the price is high enough for us to begin to look for sale. And of course, it's going to come sooner than later. So now I'm on D1 of gold. And of course, I'm going to go to our template that is comfortable for us, which is which is this one, what to use now, and look at gold. Okay, so now we see gold prevailing uptrend, right? Prevailing uptrend. Now, what you can do is you can now begin to look at the current candle on the chart. Now, the current candle, that is candle 0 right now. Let me zoom in so that we can see it better. Good. Okay, so the current candle on the chart, which is candle 0, currently running, this is daily chart, today's candle, is still inside yesterday's candle. True, is that not? Because I've been watching this since, like, when I'm studying something, this particular strategy I'm teaching you now is the one I want to use to trade this gold. I want to use to trade a sell stop today. If today's candle closes inside yesterday's candle, that is inside bar. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to place a sell stop, which I'm going to do on Monday, right? I'm going to do it on Monday. But I'll be hoping that today's candle will remain like so, and it will not go above yesterday's candle. If you check it now, let's confirm if it has gone above or not. Let's check the high of this candle. The high of this candle is 1898.21. And today's candle, the high is 1897.77. So today's candle is still lower than yesterday's candle in terms of high. Good. So that's what you are interested in. So now you'll be praying that this one will remain like so and it will close like so today. It shouldn't go higher. Okay. If this strategy I want to teach you now is going to work with it, it's going to be something exactly like I'm going to show you now. So you now do sell stop this time around. You click on new order, and of course you do sell stop. Don't forget sell stop, and you do sell stop. No, not buy stop, then sell stop. Good. So you now do the low of yesterday's of today's candle. Now today's candle already have a low, right? Let's check. What's the low of today's candle? Low is 1881.17. So you put it there, and of course we are going to use a price below it though. So 18816 is fine, since the low is 18817. So you do 1881. Sorry, let me find out. Let me be sure of what I want to do. The low is what? 1881.17. That's the low. So we can do 1880.17. I think that's better. 1880.17 will be a better price for us. 18810.17. That's a better price for us. So we do a sell stop, right? Sell stop 1880, 180 rather, 180.17. Good. That's our sell stop. That's what it's going to be. So that's what I'm going to do on Monday. If this price remains like this, and I'm going to do expiration for it. Expiration in the sense that if Monday's candle does not trigger the trade, then it should self-delete. Now, what is Monday's date? I don't know. I can't remember. I think today is what? Today is 24. So Friday, Saturday will be 25. Monday will be 26. Sorry, Sunday to be 26, and of course Monday will be 27. So because it is going to be 27th, then I can put expiry date as the end of 27th. So I'm going to click on expiry, and I'm going to click on 0727. I'll change this one to 27. That's how to do expiry for those people that are watching. Of course, the time will be 23:59. 23:59. That's when the candle will expire. Don't forget, it's a daily chart. So that candle, Monday's candle will expire at 11:59 on Monday, 11:59 midnight. Don't forget that by 12 midnight of Monday, it will be Tuesday. Don't forget that. Because 12 p.m. signals the beginning of a new day. So then I will now click on modify. That said, it will mean that all these things I'm doing, I'm going to do it on Monday, not now. Because if you do it now and today's candle trade higher than yesterday's, then this strategy will not work. Okay, you are trading inside bar now. That's a bull bear reversal. You want to know if price will reverse at this level. That's what you do. Because there has been a prevailing trend, and of course you can see there is more than 1, 2, even 3, 4, 5 candles of the same color before the current one. Then this one will work. Okay, and of course that concludes this one. Now I want to see if we can see an example that we can hold on to. Because we have not seen, I've only show you how to do it. But I want to see if we can. What is the candle close bearish? What if the candle close bearish? It won't work, sir. It won't work. We don't trade opposite candle. We don't trade opposite color for this. Somebody is asking, what if the candle close bearish? No, it won't work. All right. Okay, so it has to close bullish for us to work with it. So I want to see if I can just quickly go on and see an example. I want to see very fast. Get charts to work with. I want to see. Let me just scan D1 and see if I can see an example there that you can work with. Let me see. Example we can work with very fast. Let's see if I can disable this one so that we can see clearly. Okay. Good. I think we can see one here. Let me zoom in so that we can see it. Let me zoom in so that we can see it better. Good. Okay, so we see a trend right here, sir. We see a trend, kind of like a move, okay, to the upside. A move to the upside. This way, okay. See a move to the upside. True, right? A move to the upside. And of course, we can count at least three green candles. Okay, so we can count was 1, 2, 3 before this particular one. Okay, now this particular one that I'm pointing to close inside of the previous one, and of course that's where your sell stop will be. Don't forget your sell stop will be below the low of the candle you want to trade. Okay, so I'm going to put like a price label there to show you where you can enter that sell. So that's where you can enter that sell. And let me delete this line. We don't need it anymore. But we need this price. I need it to shift it to this end, kind of something like that. So we could have entered a sell stop there, sell stop. And of course, if you enter a sell stop there, don't forget your chart structure determines your stop loss. So you can put your stop loss, say above this mother high, that's the mother bar. Of course, you can say around this level as your stop loss. Let me see if I can use this one also to kind of indicate a stop loss. Maybe your stop loss is somewhere around here, kind of. Though it's not normal for your stop loss to be here. Okay, it's either your stop loss is here or your stop loss is here. This one is better. True. This one is better. Okay, but in this case, you could have seen that if you have used this zone as your stop loss, most likely, depending on how your stop loss is, this one could trigger that stop loss, make you lose the money. But of course, don't forget that the price eventually went down. In this case, the price went how many pips? Let's check. Let's check. So this price went about 7-something pips profit. Although this one is not it's not as if it's the best that I want to show you. I would have loved to show you something better. Okay, something better. Okay, something like this also was a very good one, but of course this one did not deliver much pip. Didn't deliver much pip. Why do I say that? Because the price didn't really go down far. Okay, didn't go down very far. This one went about 32 pips in profit, but you can see it's small. But I don't. But this one does not compare to the first one. The first one delivers better pip, like up to maybe 400, 500 pips. This one delivers from maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 pips. Of course, if you are trading daily chart, you can even target 100 pips because sometimes you can move that far. And of course, also, if you look at what I have here also, you can also see this one. That's another one there that we can point to. I can click on arrow now and point this one to you, or this one. Okay, this one. Right. So that's after this bearish move. We have this inside candle. Of course, you can see this one would have triggered that buy. Of course, you can see that though, if you use a stop loss around here, this nonsense candle would have triggered your stop loss, but the price will reverse because you know it's stop loss. So it depends on where you put it now. But like I always say, the structure of the chart for me tell me where my stop loss will be. Okay, so I don't know if I can see that particular one. Maybe I should shift back a little bit. I can see it behind. Okay, so if I'm going to use a stop loss, it's difficult for me to use a very fast stop loss on this. So this one would have triggered my stop loss. Because really, ordinarily, I would have used a stop loss that is below or even around this level for myself. In practice, I would have used something around this level as my stop loss. Something around this level. Of course, this candle would have triggered that stop loss. Very wicked candle, right? You know, that's the way price behaves sometimes. This one would have triggered that stop loss. Okay, for me, I would have done that. True. Okay, so let me see if I can also. What is the maximum number of candles away from the zero candle that you can take this trade? There's no maximum, but there's minimum. The minimum is about 3 candles before you can do it at least. But don't forget that the trend there must have been a prevailing trend. True. And also what do I call it now? The candles that you want to trade now must come before at least 3 candles. So if the more the better. If it's more than 3 candles, 4 candles is fine. Okay, but the least is 3 candles before you now begin to look at that inside bar candle. What if the candle closes bearish but still inside? That's the one we're looking at now. The same candle should be, okay, what I mean is if it's a bearish candle, then it must be on a downtrend. If it's a bullish candle, it must be on an uptrend. Okay, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at when the bulls or the bears get tired. The idea behind this particular strategy are the bulls tired? Are you following me? Are the bulls tired of this trade? Are the bulls, are they tired of the move, or are they still in the business? If they're in the business, you will know. The inside bar candle will tell you. If they're not in the business anymore, you will know because the inside bar will also tell you. But you cannot trade inside bar candle, a bearish inside bar on a bullish move. You cannot do that. It's a sin. That's answering Susan. Now, what's the minimum candle? I think I've answered that. So today's candle is already higher than yesterday's. On what time frame? Udo, what instrument is that? Udo, can you just give us the instrument we are looking at where you see today's candle higher than yesterday's? Is it gold? Talk to me. If it is gold, we will know. Okay. If it is gold, it's not higher. But if it's, I don't know if you have any other thing in mind. Udo, are you there? Udo Onyemachi. And just give me the instrument to look at, and you want you see that this candle is already higher than yesterday. I need this because we are in practical class now, so we are discussing strategy. If it's not going to work, then there's no need discussing this. Udo, I'm still waiting for your answer. Okay, while we wait for Udo, let's see if there's any other person that has a question that we can discuss before we move on to the third strategy. Now, if you have any question, you can ask. Olusegun is saying, I was trying to ask how to distinguish between outside candle and other candles. I think I've explained that. Any other question? Any other question? Guys, any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, so let's move on. Udo made that comment just as you discussed gold, but you can all see Dio, that even though Udo made that comment when we're discussing gold, you can see obviously that gold price is still inside yesterday's candle. So maybe Udo get it completely wrong, because if you can also check it, that's your chart in front of you, check today's candle. If it is higher than yesterday's candle on D1, then that is null and void. You can no longer do that strategy there. Okay, so Tayo, thank you. I don't understand how to identify inside candle. Who is Sheung that is saying I don't understand how to identify inside? Are you Sheung? Are you a newbie? Sheung, how long have you been trading? How do you identify inside candle? I don't even know what to say, Sheung. I'm kind of like speechless. At this level, Sheung, you should be able to understand how to identify inside candle. Summary of this strategy. How do you mean summary of this strategy? We are not done, so we cannot discuss summary when we are not done. Understand your first strategy very well. Good, you can use that if it is the one you want. I'm discussing 3 strategies with you. You don't have to use the three of them. I don't use the three of them sometimes. Yeah, I'm just giving you because strategy one may not work sometimes, and you still want to make money. You can check strategy two. If it doesn't work, then we'll now move to strategy three. Okay, so let's go on to strategy three. Let me check what that strategy is all about because I have many strategies on my head, and I want to see if I can make the best out of all of them. Now, impulse candle with harami. This one is a continuation, and tell you what, very sweet. So that's the third one. Let me share the screen with you so that you see the one I'm discussing next. I'm going to share that screen with you very fast because I'm going to flip from it very fast. Don't forget, this is what we're looking at. The first one is outside bar formation strategy with 50 MA. We are clear. I think a lot of people like that. And the inside bar strategy is a little bit difficult, right? Because see, nothing comes easy. That's the truth. All these things I'm giving you, I did a lot of research. I tell you what, sometimes I sleep on my chart. I'll be looking at chart and look at chart and look at it and look at it. And before you know it, there was a day I was looking at chart and my screen got broken. That's my laptop screen. Because I was sleeping, I was dozing off, and before you know it, I mistakenly tipped my laptop and the thing fell and the screen got broken. All part of learning. I'm serious. It's all part of learning. All right. So because I always want to do research. My weekend is all research. On weekend, I research from weekly chart downward up to M15. I already know what if I want to trade Euro USD next week. I already know what idea it will be for us to trade Euro USD. Please, what is the time frame should these strategies be on? Like I said before, H4, D1, W1. Very fantastic. Don't use it on 1 hour, sir. Can we describe the outside bar as a continuation strategy? Yes, that's the next one we want to do now. The outside bar as a continuation strategy. Let's discuss it. So on the third one, which is the impulse candlestick with harami, I'm going to show you that on. Let me see if I can share my screen with you on this one. So I'm going to share this one now and move on to discuss the impulse candle with harami with you. That's the example that I want to show you now. I'm going to go on, say, let's say, I don't know, let's see Euro USD, okay? Euro USD. I like Euro USD a lot. All right, so let's see impulse candle with harami. Now, what you're looking at is a candle that is impulsive in nature. What do I mean impulsive? Impulsive in the sense that the candlestick close almost full. What I mean by almost full is the candlestick must close almost to its low if it's a bearish candle, or almost to its high if it's a bullish candle. That's an impulse candle. Because the body of that candle should be big enough, like size big. That's what I mean. Okay, it shouldn't be a short candle. That's what I mean. It shouldn't be a short candle. The range of that candle should be nothing less than 50 pips. Nothing less than that. The more pips, the better. Okay, that's an impulse candle. And of course, it should come like maybe when you see, I'm waiting for pattern strategy. Okay, I'm not discussing pattern strategy today. That's all those double top, all those triple top, all those, head and shoulder. Maybe one of these days I'll discuss that. Maybe the next strategy. You can remind, you can just write to us at feedback around the academy. Of course, we can see what we can discuss on those ones. Okay, but I still believe that those ones are for people that are waiting for signals. Okay, they are waiting for patterns. I don't trade patterns. I trade price. I trade information. Okay. This strategy disregard fundamental analysis. Yes, true. Okay, because this strategy is all about candlestick. We are not discussing fundamental here. No. If you are talking about all these other ones that I've discussed before, maybe moving averages and all that, yeah, okay, maybe moving average cross that I've discussed, that is very, very nice. Yeah, those ones you can factor in fundamental analysis before you enter your trade, because actually it's fundamental analysis that builds candlestick. Okay, it is fundamental analysis that can drag candlestick so big that can make it an impulse candle. Don't forget that it's fundamental analysis that actually drive price. It is just for you to be able to follow the price and make money. Now let's quickly discuss this one that I want to discuss with you. Let's say I go on 1 hour, H1. You can do this on H1, very fine, fantastic. Okay, and I want to know if I can trade continuation or not. I'm going to show you an example very fast. It works best with an example, and that's this one here. I've seen one. Okay, so now let me zoom in. I want to see if I can make it as clear as possible. Let me zoom in. So I have a bearish candle, right? Something like this one. This one right here, arrow down, that one. Have you seen that candle? That's an impulse candle. Now, why I say impulse candle is because the price was going up suddenly, and of course there was a reversal, right? Of course there was a reversal, and of course there's another reversal. So this candle do like something that's going to go bearish, like, oh, this is a bearish signal, right? Now, a lot of people will jump into sell once they see this one. It is wrong. Don't do that. Now, if you want to know if the price will go down again, this is what you do. Just come around here and wait. Let me pick. I like to use markers on my screen now, so that it can become clearer for people. Because if I use lines, sometimes check the low of this candle, the one with arrow. That's the one with this one. Check the low of that candle. Of course, come below it and place a sell stop. But before you place that sell stop, you should look at this candle. That's the harami you're looking at. The harami, that's a bullish harami there. It won't matter the color of that candle. If it's a red color, it's good. If it's a green color, it's immaterial. The important thing is it has to be a small candle like this one, and it has to be inside the previous candle. Of course, you can also see there's another one inside it. So we call this moment rest moment or resting moment for that price. Are you with me, sir? We call that moment resting moment. So the idea is this: if price is going to go down after this impulse candle, then it has to break below the low of the impulse candle. After this moment of rest, if price is going to go down, you can now enter that around this level. Let me use this line now, thereabouts. You can now enter around that level. Let me delete this one and this ordinary line like so. Horizontal line. Of course, somebody is asking question. I think we can use that's a Techno P904. You should be using your name, guys. You should be using your name for this purpose, because even if you say Techno P904, I won't know what your name is. What's your name, sir? The man using or the woman using Techno P904, what's your name? Because the strategy I just taught you now is valid, and I appreciate you're able to see that. Okay. I think we can use this strategy on, okay, additional, good. So additional, we can use this strategy on Euro USD today. Okay, but that's going to be Monday. Don't forget today is Friday. Before you can place that trade, it has to be Monday. So you can place a sell. That's what I mean. Wait till Monday. Now, what I'm trying to show you guys is this. See this candle, green, that's bull. Okay, if the price is going to go down, it has to go down immediately below this level. That's immediately. So if price did not break down eventually, and it now eventually break above, then it's no longer valid. You're not going to trade a buy. You're not going to trade selling here. But since the sell is not forthcoming, you can as well disregard it. It means that the price is not going to fall in a hurry. It's not going to fall in a hurry. Okay, so that said, you cannot longer place the sell. I'm going to see an example. We're going to look at an example together and see how it works. So let's scroll back a little bit for an example on this particular Euro USD H1. Let me delete this chart. Delete. And of course, we can now move back a little. Let's move back and see how this one can help us make a lot of money. Okay. Let's see. I see it, I'll show you. I'm still scrolling back. See if you can look at something to get the resting moment for price. I've not seen it on H1, but like I said, it works best on H4D1. But it's not as if it's not on H1, it's also there. Okay, so I can see an example here. Though it's not too kind of like best, but I think it's good enough. So after this 1, 2, 3 move, there's an inside bar there. That's this one right there. Just like I said before, the color does not matter to you. The important thing is what the price will do after them. That's right there. Okay, that's the first inside bar candle. Happen after that impulse candle. Okay, so you can now place a buy stop around this level. That's your buy stop. Let me just click on this and use this price label to show you where the buy stop could be. So the buy stop could be here, right? Buy stop could be here. Right, so that's your buy stop level. Of course, this particular candle, that's the one I want to show you now. I trigger that buy, okay, and of course, it would have been a profit. Why don't I copy this and move it here? Okay, that's the candle that would have triggered your buy. Of course, that candle would have triggered your buy around here. You see it? That's around there. That's where you'd have entered the buy. And of course, you would have made, say, because it's on 1 hour, you cannot target more than 20 pips. So, 1 hour candle is not that strong. So deliver about 36, 37 pips. But target 20, make your money and pull out. Okay. I love and understand the first strategy, but I'm trading on $100 account. So it's advisable to use 0.01. Of course, Edward Bright, of course, you can do 0.01. I don't really advise people with even 100,000 to do more than 0.01. Because a lot of people think 100,000 is a lot of money. 100,000 is just $300, man. And whereby your friends in UK, your friends in US, your counterpart trading this business are using $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000. So if you have $3,000, which is about 1 million, your money is still very small. I always emphasize this. You don't need to go big lot before you make money. You can make money on small lots because you can do small units combined together to make it. The reason I say that is because if you do big lots and trade goes against you, it can wipe your $100. Okay, so please, for Edwin, that's bright. Please maintain your 0.01 lot on that strategy. Of course, you can use H4, and use T1. I missed out on the first strategy. Can you do a recap? I doubt it. I doubt it. But maybe during revision, that's after the whole session, I can just do a little bit of recap. Because I tell you what, the second and the third strategy is a little bit deep, okay? It's not something that I just sit down and, oh, I'm going to see. It's easier to see the first one. It's not easy to see the second and the third one, okay? But if you can train your eye to see them, they can still deliver the money you need. Let's quickly do a little bit of scan for impulse candles, which of course I use on GU. I remember I use that strategy on GU. Let me quickly go to GU chart and show you if I can see if I can show you very fast. Impulse candle GU. I remember that because I actually traded it on GU sometimes back. Let me see if I can open GBP USD. Okay, this one, GBP USD. Good. So I'm going to quickly show this one to you. That's this particular one. And I'll put it on D1 because it's obvious that it actually happened here. And I'm going to do kind of like scroll back a little bit. This is D1, right? I think, yeah, D1. So I know it's not too long ago that it happened. That's something around here. That's so good. Let's look at it. Let me zoom in, guys. You see exactly what I'm trying to show you now, how it happened on GU and how I use it to make money. Let me do this. Zoom in, right? Zoom in, right? And of course, do this. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back a little bit to show you exactly where I place that trade. Do I close my trade in a hurry? Or it doesn't matter. Now, that's the candle I traded. This particular one that I'm about to put arrow on. I traded it and I used it to make a lot of money. This one was the first candle I was looking at. And this one was the Harami I was interested in. Okay, it's very small, but it's valid for me. Okay, have you seen it? So immediately I saw this one, bam, I placed a sell right here. I placed my sell around here. And do I exit early? I think I exit on the third day or so, but I think I exit around this level. I can't remember. I didn't really target much. Yeah, I must not lie. I think my target like maybe 50 pips. I can't remember, and I closed my trade in profit, and I didn't enter again. Yeah, this one is even 100 pips. I remember I closed my trade around this third day. Okay, they gave me 50 pips. I closed my trade, and bye bye to that trade. Okay, that's how to use this one to make money. So that's Harami there that I've shown you. But this one is not about indicator. I'm not doing indicator. Okay, and of course you can also see an example here. Let me delete these two guys. Let me delete it. And of course, that's another impulse candle. Like I said, the impulse candle should close. If it's a bullish candle, it should close around its high. And if it's a bearish candle, it should close around its low. You can see another impulse candle there. And you can see the resting moment. That's the Harami you're looking at. And of course, this is a continuation pattern. It's not a reversal pattern. Like I said, you are trading in the same direction of the impulse candle. That's what we're looking at now. That's another example there. And bam, you have entered the buy around this level and make your money. You enter the buy around that level. Of course, you cash in on your money. Okay? So that's how you use this one, guys. Let me delete this line and see if I can do something around. Check. You can see this impulse. That's a very nice one. Unfortunately, this one did not go above the high of this impulse candle. It has been a very great moment for us to gather a lot of money. Okay, so that does it. I think that concludes this one. For the questions that you want to ask, guys, let me quickly see if I can attend to as many questions before we close. Any questions, please bring it on. You are looking at something, you are trading a particular trade now, and it's not really giving you money. Please bring it on. Let's look at it. And of course, we can say bye-bye to this strategy. For praise direct go that says it misses out on the first strategy, I think I still have it on USD card. It's gone. So I'm going to quickly take it on USD card and show you because you asked, right? I'm going to quickly show you there. It's your job to now, don't forget, it's your job to be able to go back and do all these things on your own, okay? For the first strategy that I taught while you were not here, it's all about not listening to bulls and the bears, right? I'll look at oil, I'll look at D30, those two. I don't want to look at any other one after those two because we are almost 2 hours into this business and it's time to close. Like I said, we are trading outside bar for this one. I want to trade a sell or buy if price breaks above or below our outside bar. This particular example, please read more about outside bar. You can Google it. And of course, for you to understand what outside bar is, then you can now look at something like this example. An outside bar is a candle that consumes a previous candle. An outside bar is a candlestick that consumes a previous candle. Okay, so when you have a candlestick and it consumes previous candlestick in type of high and low, that's the range. They have an outside bar. They will now set buy stop and sell stop above and below the outside bar. And of course, you can now put your stop loss and take profit. Take profit, you can target wide. Trading D1, you can target from 100 pips and above. Trading H4, you can target from 50 pips and above. Okay, you can target 200 pips, 300 pips, it can give you. Okay, so that's basically it. I think that's revision. I think I've done justice to that, but because of time, maybe you can now inside buy and outside buy are reversal patterns. True. Why the continuation one is the one I treated last. That's the continuation pattern. Okay, thank you very much. Alayo. What are you from Ondo State or what? This or what I've been seeing or what? You must be from Ondo State, right? If the answer is yes, it means I know I a little bit know you, but you won't understand. Inside bar, okay, that's it. So please, can you do a strategy for intra-trader? What is intra-trader? What is that? Intraday trader. All these things I'm giving you is intraday now. Most of them are intraday trading. It's a trade you open today and you must only close today, tomorrow. Because if it doesn't work yet, you can stick to it for a longer time. Now, how do we input and remove profile template on the chart? What do you mean? Okay, I remember that. That's why I said I know you. I know you're from that region. I'm also from that region. Maybe you don't know. Okay, I'm also from that local government you mentioned. All right, so so how do we input and remove profile template on the chart? It's very simple. This is template, all right? So if you want to remove any template, you come around, you click on remove template, and you can choose the one you want. For example, if I want to remove popular now, I'll click on popular and I'll click on delete. I won't see it as a strategy anymore. But if you want to add it also, don't forget you can also save it. Okay. Yeah, outside that's a reversal strategy. Yeah, I said that. It's a reversal strategy. Or you can also treat it as continuation though. It depends on the way you look at it. For example, if I want to know what do I mean by reversal or continuation, let me just quickly highlight that. If you're still looking at the USD card chart that I'm looking at now, find out that the chart we are looking at now is, let me click another arrow and put it somewhere around here to capture this particular candle or bar that we're looking at. Outside bar could be a reversal or continuation, right? Or inside bar is definitely a reversal. Okay, so if you look at what I have here, you can see the arrow capturing that particular bar. Now we want to know if price, because that price touched that moving average, and don't forget that moving average decides where price will go. It is possible that when the price touches the moving average, the price will be strong enough to break above the moving average, and of course, it will be the next direction of that price. It will go up, or the price will be too weak to break above and to break below that mother bar. That's the outside bar, and of course, we know that that's a continuation pattern. So in this particular case now, this is a continuation pattern, but sometimes it's a reversal. Okay, I think I was able to show you that on Euro USD. I think so. I don't know. You can see this one now. It's more of a continuation pattern here also. There was a move from below, and of course, price made an inside outside bar there. Let me capture that. Okay. I was trying to show you this arrow. I don't know why my laptop is doing this. Oh, I think I have the arrow already. Okay. And of course, I can also drag this one down to show you exactly that particular one. You can see that that particular bar captured the previous bar. And of course, the next thing that happened was that the price did not reverse, just broke above that moving average, and bam, that's the next direction of price. Okay, how many period is this MA? I think we said 50. I show you that. For praise direct go, it is 50 period. Are there particular instrument to use on this instrument, on this particular pattern? No. You can use on anything. How do I save this strategy and use it later? Fine. If you want to save it, you can save it. You can just come to templates and click on save template and choose a name for it. For example, you can say, okay, it's going to be, my name is Olusegun, right? You can say, okay, it's going to be, you can say maybe your name is, what's your name? I can't remember your name. Maybe Darego or something. You can say Darego's moving average strategy. You know, it becomes a strategy. Don't forget all these guys, all these Bollinger, all this whatever. They also made a strategy by themselves, and their name is popular today. Okay, so you can name it maybe Darego, right? Darego SMA 50 strategy. Call it strategy or template, right? You can call it template, and you are good to go. You can save it. So it becomes a template such that if, for example, now you now come to this place and you click on new chart and you come around and choose maybe oil, for example, somebody mentioned oil that time. Let's look at oil. Oil, where are you? Right there, okay? So oil now, and of course you can call the strategy Darego SMA 50 template and take it to H4 and begin to look for opportunities to buy or sell. And of course it will come, okay? So at the moment, there's none. But it happened here, right? This is H4. Look at it, everybody. At the moment, we can begin to see this opportunity on H4, right? We saw it here, obviously, clearly, that's our strategies. Of course, it gives us that money. That's how you do it, guys. This one is sweet. Okay, I use it a lot. You won't know. You won't understand. Okay, but I've been using all these small things to chop money. Thank God for our lives. I'm laughing here. Don't mind them. Okay, so I'm a new trader in all these strategies. What is the advantage or disadvantage of trading without a stop loss? I never say we should trade without a stop loss. You cannot trade without a stop loss, except you don't follow me. I'm a fan of stop loss. Okay, so but if, for example, now on this oil trade and we are trading a stop loss, so we can put this price, for example, as our stop loss. Let's see. For your stop loss, the first stop loss should be around here. Don't forget that the structure of your chart determines your stop loss. That's your stop loss, number one there, 41.74. And of course, the second stop loss, valid one, is going to be this one. A lot of people that have been on this webinar today would have understood clearly how to choose stop loss on the chart. This is the next stop loss right there, 41.24. Those are two valid stop loss for the trade you are going to take here. Okay, you cannot use this bar, though the recommended instruction is for us to use the bar as our stop loss, but the fear is that price might broke below the recent low, and we don't want that. You can see these three prices on the chart: 41.24, 41.74, and 42.30. Now, if you are using 42.30, that's the closest to the bar you are trading. The fear is that if price breaks below that bar, the next level where the price will stop is 41.74. Of course, you have to use that level as a stop loss for you to be able to save your trade for a while. Of course, the next even level that the price will break to is 41.24. So you cannot use 42.30. But if you are afraid, for example, maybe you have all these $100 accounts, you are trading 0.1 lot, then you don't have any choice. Use 42.30 because why? If you use 0.1 before the price will even get to 41.74, your money is already gone. Okay, so you are going to take a bigger risk in that regard. All right. And if you look at US 30 or even D30, because some people have been mentioning D30. Let's even go to D30. I don't know why I don't like showing you guys D30. It's because I don't really want people to trade D30. It's very volatile. I promise you, it's very volatile. But let's quickly go on and show us D30 and still use our SMA strategy. This is 1 hour. Fine, but let's look at H4, or even D1. Everything works fine. I was actually waiting for this H4. It didn't really play into my hand, but we can see it here. Obviously, for the H4, obviously there's a sign here that the price was going to go bullish using this strategy, and that's the one I'm pointing to right now. Very clear, very simple, right? Very clear and simple. Unfortunately, This one was inside. Like I said before, you can wait only one more candle. That's this one. So you would have entered a buy around here. What do I mean wait only one more candle? This one would have been the one that would trigger that buy. Unfortunately, it did go above the mother bar. So you have one more chance. Wait for this candle to go either above or below. So this one goes above, you place that buy and you gather your money. Of course, if we scroll back a little bit, maybe we can even see more. Maybe. Okay. I've not seen one. I've not seen one. Though this one looks valid, right? This one looks valid, which is true. Okay, this one looks valid, and of course, it would have been a sell trade. And of course, you would have made some money. Don't forget, this is D30. You quickly vomit money. Look at this one. This one right here. Okay, and quickly look at what is this? What is this saying? What is Omololu saying? As this oil chart is, how can we do a buy stop? Now, I've not asked you to do any buy stop. There's no signal for you to do a buy stop. So why do you want to do buy stop? No need, please. No need. Okay. And of course, this one too. Let me click on the arrow again and show you this one. Okay, I see two signals there, right? This one and that one. Okay, so look at the arrows that I point to on the chart. They are pointing to the bar themselves. That's the engulfing bar. Okay, that's the one that captured the previous one. And of course, on each occasion, each of them give you money. Now, if you have traded a sell here, sir, the truth is this: if you have traded a sell on this candle, this particular one moved down how many pips? That's about let's say 1,245 points. On 0.01, this one would have delivered 12,000 naira for you. Easy. So the idea is this: if you even target on 0.01 on D30, I target 500 points, that's 5,000 naira. That's fine. It means that if you're doing 0.1, that's 50K. And if you're doing 1 standard, that's 500,000, which is something that you can manage. And of course, this other one, on this same stage 4, actually delivered how much? Let's check. This one delivers more than 1,000 points. That's about 4,000 to 5,000 points. But the thing is this: the best time frame to use for this one, everybody, and even the one I circled there, is D1. That's the best time frame to use. Best time frame to use is D1. Of course, you can see on the D1, if we can see something that we can work with, I will tell you. I've not seen anyone except for this one. Okay, and of course, this one lingered a lot before it actually delivered late, though, but at least it still gave you some things. Okay, so if you have placed a buy there, the highest reached on this one is 3,000 points. That's on 0.01. That's about I don't know. That's about maybe 30,000 or so. 30,000 there, about almost 40,000 naira. Okay, and of course, you don't need all those kind of money on 0.01. It's too much. That means 0.01 and you are getting 20,000 naira profit. That's too much. That's a lot of money because on one standard, that's about 2 million. Okay, so you don't need that kind of money because whoever is trading one standard would have closed the trade since. So you don't need to wait until that one gives you that kind of money. Okay, and of course, if you also scroll back, you find that on this same D30, there was a signal here also that the price was going to go up. So, like I said, you'll be losing some money because you have to use stop loss. But stop loss is always going to be stop loss. It will be hit sometimes, but the day to give you money, that's a lot of money for you, right? That's a very clear example there. I think of all the 3 strategies, people voted for strategy 1, which is the mother bar, which I like, which I use. But the reason a lot of people don't like those second and third one is because you have to strain your eyes and do a lot of work to make money. How can I get the direct go template? You cannot get it, okay? You have to do it by yourself. I just give you this example. Everything I'm showing you is what I wanted to practice on your chart. Even though you are my brother, I can't give you. You have to. I only need to go and learn how to do it by yourself. But for the purpose of this training, before I close, I want to do it again so that people can see it. Watch it or watch this one I want to do now. I'm going to go on a naked chart. I'm going to click on File. I'll take it easy. New chart. That's how you do the template. So this direct go template you are looking at. I just mentioned direct go because one of us is direct go. This one I want to do now. Just put it on template so that you can know that you can do it by yourself. Who's asking this question? How do I include currency on the taskbar? Okay, I'll show you. So I'm going to click on new chart and I will pick, say, US30. Okay, and I'll click OK. Then I will do D1. Then I will right click on the chart. Hope you are following me or what? Then I will scroll down and click on properties. Then I will change my template very fast. Background, I'll change it to white. Foreground, I'll change it to black. If you like, you can capture this thing that I'm doing now. If you can capture it with your phone, just click on record, it will do. Or you can just be writing it down the way I'm doing it. Then I'll go to bar up, I'll change it to black. I'll go to bar down, I'll change it to black. I'll go to bull candle, I'll change it to white. I'll go to bear candle, I'll change it to black. I'm not going to repeat this. Okay, then I'll click on OK. And I will right click on my chart and I'll click on grid. Then I will click on zoom in to the size I want. This size is okay for me. Then I will click on this one, I shift to the end, that's so that my chart can shift fine. Then I will click on template. No, before I do template, I will add indicator. Click to add indicator, or I will click on insert. That's better. It's better. I want to put indicator on it. That's the 50 period moving average. Then I'll click on insert. I'll click on indicator. I will pick trend. Then I'll pick moving average. Like I said, I'm not repeating this one. Then I'll change this period to 50. I will change the color. Oh, sorry, this is money flow. We're not doing money flow, sir. We're picking indicator, trend, and we are picking moving average, not money flow, moving average. Then, what is money flow now? I thought this thing is moving average. I thought I picked moving average, everybody. This is serious. I want to add moving average, so let me just click trend. Why is this thing showing me money flow? Who is calling for money flow? Moving average, better. So the period is gonna be 50. So you use your hand to wipe whatever period is there and put 50. Then the method we are choosing is out of the 3 or 4 of them, we are choosing simple, and the color we choose is black. That's the color we choose. Then I will do OK. Now that I have moving average on the chart, the next thing I want to do is to click on template and click on save template. And when I do this, I can give it my name. I can say my name is Owate, right? I can say Owate, right? Owate. That's my name, right? Let's say that's my name. Though that's your own name. That's the way I wanted to do it. Then I can now shift and put maybe 50 SMA, right? So that I can know that this is my strategy that I want to use, and I name it my name, okay? Then I can click save. Save. So if tomorrow comes, maybe I want to now look at euro pound. If it is the one I caught my fancy, and I want to trade, I'll say new chart, and I scroll quickly to euro pound, for example, not USD JPY, I want to do euro pound, euro pound, euro GBP, right? Euro GBP. Then the next thing I will do is to call my template from the template icon, and of course I will just look for Owate or whatever name I save it, okay? And once I click on it, it will bring me this one. Then I will now go to time frame instructed for us to trade, which is what? Which is H4 or D1 or whatever. So let's click on H4 and check if there's a strategy that catches our fancy here. Okay, at the moment, there's none, but if we look back in history, we will see it's possible, right? I've not seen one. I've not seen anyone. I've not seen anyone yet. This is H4. Okay, I can see one here. Good one. Don't forget that this thing doesn't come easy, but when it comes, it delivers money. It's not a strategy that you'll be looking for every day on the chart. Okay, it's a strategy that comes, but when it comes, you trade with confidence. You can put your hand and knock your chest. Is it knock? We call it in Nigeria. Okay, or beat your chest. That's the proper English, right? Of course, you can now see that this is a very clear one that you have made money on, right? Thank you very much, guys. This is where I submit and say thank you very much for participating. If you have enjoyed this, please indicate. Let me see. If you have enjoyed the strategy, please indicate. Let me see.